Jenny and Shondo. This is Morning After, and this morning we're talking about kind of the dark side of day trading and just this quick money that everybody seems to have been making during the pandemic. We want to bring in certified financial planner Rick Salmarone. Good morning, Rick.
Good morning, Jenny.
Okay, so I say dark side, and I also said, everybody seems to be making money on this. First of all, it just seems that way, I'm thinking, because the people who are making a lot of money off of Robinhood, for example, are posting about it and sharing about it. What about everybody else? We know that not everybody always wins.
Yeah, no, the stats are not very good with day traders. I've read that only 1 out of 10 day traders make money, which means that 9 out of 10 are losing money.
Yeah.
I mean, people are subjecting life savings to this kind of activity. And I have one word for that, and that's ugh.
That is the official certified financial planner answer. Yeah. 8 million people opened up new accounts in the first 9 months of 2020. So that means a lot of people are out there kind of getting into this for the first time. And the topic we wanted to talk to you about today is sort of the idea that when you make the money, if you're, I guess, part of the 10% that makes money, we could be talking about some major tax bills that these people have never paid before.
For sure, for sure. For those who did participate in this day trading and had some element of success, congratulations, be happy, feel good. There's another person right next to you that's feeling just as good, and that's Uncle Sam. Because when people buy and sell stocks, for example, within, say, the Robinhood platform in a non-retirement account, and a gain is made within 12 months, the taxes due on that kind of gain within 12 months are much higher than had that person just hung on to that stock for 12 months and a day. A lot of people don't know that.
So how can you avoid that?
Well, it's how to avoid it. What's done is done. Okay. However, I would say in the future, pay attention to the time that you're holding on to an investment. Keep that measurement in mind. Be aware of the short-term taxation rules. Set aside money to pay any taxes due. No one's going to do that other than yourself. You're responsible for that. So for those who say didn't do that, whoa, I've got this great gain, and now let's go, spend all the money. They don't have the taxes set aside. That could translate into possibly even more taxes. Also.
Okay, right. So it's due. Well, and how do you figure out how much to set aside?
Well, that would be a topic for your tax professional. Their general rule of thumb, I'd say maybe 15, 20%, something like that. Although that would be a good conversation to have with that person to figure out exactly how much they would need to set aside.
Well, and is there a greater discussion? So I think that's an important point to bring up about the taxes, because for the people who did, I want to say win big, it's not like they won the lottery, so they, elected to get involved in this and did well. This may be the first time they're dealing with a large sum of money.
Yeah, I can see, like, I get the allure of skyrocketing stocks and incredible gains, and I want to take part in this. I get all that. However, I would say step back in the big picture. Frankly, my experience, the key to financial success is a lot to do with behavior and very little to do with investment selection. That may sound odd on the surface, although that's been my experience with my now 30 years in the business.
You've been doing this for 30 years. Have you ever seen anything like this Robinhood phenomenon?
No, I've never seen anything like this before. There are many things that I've never seen looking back in history. There's always something that's new and fresh, the latest world event, the latest trend, the latest fad. There's always going to be something new around the corner that we're not aware of. It's easy to get wrapped up in that. It's easy to be magnetized towards that path. What's not so easy are what are the keys to, frankly, I think, a solid financial life, and that is spending less than you earn, saving regularly, investing long-term, being on top of your money, These are the tried and true behaviors, habits that all of us can incorporate more so in our life to have a more financial well-being.
He drove it home. Rick Salmerone came in like everybody's dad that wants to come in here and say, listen to me. Rick, thank you so much. It was great to visit with you. He is a certified financial planner. I'm going to leave his website up here too, you guys, if you want to find out more from him and get some guidance from him, salmeronefinancial.com. He's also on IG at Money Light Bulbs and on Twitter as well.